Throughout the history of our country, due to the territorial extension, there have been different languages, dialects, races, and religions. So there has always been and there is a high degree of tolerance between different cultures and religions, Jews and Muslims, Zoroastrians and Christians. Respect each other despite their ideological differences. When we talk about Yazd, we cannot think only about its symbolic places to visit. It's a city where you feel the peculiar identity of Iran, which arises from a perfect combination of distinctive characteristics. In this great city, you can immerse yourself in a different atmosphere, magical, special, and that is a perfect symbol of the symbiosis of religions.
خیلی از گردشگرانی که به یزد میان یزد رو با تنوع فرهنگ و ادیانش میشناسن. این شهر بسیار متنوع است توی فرهنگ ها و ادیانی که داره. شما فقط کافیه توی یزد کمتر از 600 متر رو پیاده برین و همه ادیان رو در کنار هم ببینید. یعنی شما کنیسه، مسجد، آتشکده، خانقاه و حتی کلیسا رو میتونید توی این شهر ببینید. و این تنوع فرهنگی رو با بزرگان ادیان مختلف که در کنار هم با مهربانی دارن زندگی میکنن و رابطه بسیار دوستانه هم دارن رو ببینید. این روح صلحی که در این شهر و در مرکز ایران وجود داره و همه در کنار هم با دوستی و مهربانی دارن زندگی میکنن. این یک جذابیت متفاوته برای یزد.
The small town of Mubarakeh in the city of Taft is a good example of our religious tour in Yazd. At the entrance, we're welcomed by the longest alive being of the town, a cypress with more than 500 years of age. In the village, there is a rural house where tourists can spend the night in a completely traditional Zoroastrian style. The locals tell us that all the inhabitants of the village are Zoroastrians and dedicate themselves to crafts, agriculture, and farming.
این سفره مراسم عقد ماست. گواهگیری بهش میگیم، سفره مراسم ازدواجمونه. توش چیزایی هست که هر کدومش نشونه یه چیزیه. کلا همه این چیزا رو میذارن سر سفره. یکی از چیزایی که میذارن اناره که سکه میزنن توش. اناری که سکه میزنن رو وقتی میخوان برن عروس رو بله بگیرن ازش نشونش کنن، اینو سکه میزنن نشون میکنن. و یه علامت دیگه هم که انار میذارن سر سفره عقد اینه که همه اعضای خانواده مثل دونه های انار با هم منسجم باشن. و یه نشونه دیگه هم که داره نشونه فرزندان زیاده که فرزندان زیاد داشته باشن.
There are many different cultural and traditional similarities between different faith and religions in this region of Iran. And that's because they share the same geographical location. But at the same time, there's some very interesting differences too. And one of those major differences is this place. It is called Dakhme. It used to be a burial site. I'm sure you agree with me that this looks like anything than a burial site. Zoroastrians believe that soil is a sacred element. So instead of digging the ground and bury their loved ones who passed away, they would bring them up to the top of this structure, leave the body here, and then after a while come back and collect the bones and take it to somewhere else that they keep them forever. Another Zoroastrian site is Cham's Tower of Silence, attached to the village. The so-called Tower of Silence in Cham is the scene of a tradition with more than 3,000 years of antiquity. A Tower of Silence, or Dakhme in Farsi, is a cylindrical construction on the top of a hill. Yazd province hosts many of these towers, although now They only serve as a tourist attraction. The towers consist of high walls with a circular pit in the interior, where the corpses were deposited for decomposition at the hands of nature. The towers of silence in Yazd form 3 concentric circles. In the outer ring, the corpses of men are deposited. In the middle, women and children in the inner circle. They remain there until the bones are completely white and naked. Afterwards, they are kept in ossuaries inside the towers.
Je suis française, je viens pour la première fois en Iran. Je suis très contente de découvrir toutes les traditions de la Perse antique. Le zoroastrisme en particulier, j'avais lu des choses très générales. En ce qui concerne la façon d'enterrer les morts, pour moi c'est quelque chose d'important parce que la manière dont une société enterre les morts dit beaucoup de choses. Évidemment, ça peut paraître étonnant de laisser les animaux dépecer les corps morts, mais je crois qu'il y a d'autres civilisations qui ont aussi cette pratique, que je ne connais pas bien, mais je pense en Amérique du Nord, il y a aussi des choses comme ça.
We return to the old city of Yazd to explore its alleys where the Iranian Jews live. That is to say, the neighborhood of the Jews. Judaism is one of the oldest religions practiced in Iran and dates back to the end of biblical times. Throughout Iran, there are synagogues where Jews freely practice their religion. Today, the Jewish population of Iran is the second largest in the Middle East. Only in the city of Yazd, there are about 13 synagogues that can be used by the practitioners of this religion.
در تمام ایران همینطوریه. بیشتر کلیمی و محله کلیمی نزدیک مسجد جامع است. از اصفهان ایران یزد اینا نزدیک مسجد جامع که در پناه اسلام باشه. و اینا اومدن اینجا کاملا زادن وقت اینا اول یه خود دوره‌گردی میکردن، بعد ابریشم کاری بوده، ابریشم و اینا خداشون کلافه میکردن و میتوندن و اینا پود و تو اینا شربافی میکردن، اینا کارشون ابریشم کاری بوده.
Friendship and intimacy between different faith and religions in the city of Yazd can be as close as the walls in this very narrow alley. On my left, a Jewish house, and on my right, the central mosque of Yazd. The last stop in the city of Yazd, the symbol of tolerance among religions, is the last piece in the chain of monotheism, Islam. The heavenly verses of Quran welcome us to this beautiful religious place. This Imamzadeh could well be considered as the symbol of the unity of these religions. Imamzadeh Jafar, with its beauty, architecture, and as a place of worship, has opened its arms to transmit the message of fraternity and unity among practitioners of all monotheistic religions.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. إذا جاء نصر الله والفتح ورأيت الناس يدخلون في دين الله أفواجا وسبح بحمد ربك واستغفره إنه كان توابا.
There is a saying that God is beautiful and He loves the beauty. This holy shrine, which is a piece of art, has been dedicated to Shia Islam, and it truly reflects this saying. It can mesmerize anyone from any religion, any belief, or any faith. The truest fruits of religion are healing and positive. We have a great deal to learn from one another which can enrich us without undermining our own identities. Together, listening and responding with openness and respect, we can move forward to work in ways that acknowledge differences, but build on shared hopes and values.